Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and today I would like to share with you guys my experience and final thoughts on the Kizer Maverick Customs Harpoon Mini. This is the one in 10V. It's a little Kydex sheath that came with it. I'm going to set this off to the side really quick. I'm going to be pulling pricing and specs off of Blade HQ because that is a retailer that I purchased this from. This was a second run that I got in on. The first one sold out pretty freaking fast. I think because of the cool factor of the 10V. Before that, there was a full size one that was in like D2 or something like that. And it was, I think, a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. I can't remember off the top of my head at the moment, but regardless, this guy, at the recording of this video, 75 bucks flat. Still available. There's like 4 different variants, this one specifically, and they all have the same coating. Since purchasing it, I still don't know anything about this coating. It seems relatively durable, but I have seen some people that have carried it that have way more wear marks than I have on my unit. And I've even tried taking soap and a sponge to this, and marks just don't really come off of it. So, me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the finish that's on this. I think DLC would have been cool. I don't think this is DLC. Still, if you guys know what it is in the comments, let me know, just so I can be a little bit more educated on it, because they don't even say what it is on Blade HQ. So, 75 bucks. Overall length 6.5, blade length is 3 inches, which is wonderful. Cutting edge 3 inches. Blade width, it is a 1 inch. Blade thickness is 0.12. Blade material is CPM 10V. Wonderful blade material. This is something that this is a carry that I would definitely say would be very well accompanied by a little pocket strap, because 10V is just, it takes a hair popping edge with just a couple little straps, which is cool. Harpoon style blade shape, as you can clearly see here. It's actually really ergonomic. This thing is it's super comfortable. It fits me. I have extra large size hands but slim fingers, so it might be a little bit different for you, but me personally, I think this thing is extremely comfortable. Blade is flat ground, finish just is black, edge type plain, handle length 3.5. Micarta for all the options. This one's just black micarta. Left or right-handed for the Kydex sheath. You can move it around with those little screws there. It's actually really easy to do, but there's only maybe like 3 different ways to carry this, and not a single one of them was comfortable for me, unfortunately. That's just my experience. Country of origin, China, and that's really it. Put my laptop away finally. Yeah, we'll talk about that sheath in a second. This is going to be a pretty short one because there isn't any action or really much fit and finish to really go over and speculate and just complain or to rave about in a good way. That was a fail. So this is my Demco 8020.5 Ace VV Elementum. Benchmade Osborne 940. Benchmade Bug Out. Spyderco PM2, which is just ginormous in comparison. Last but not least, Native 5 lightweight. So hopefully that gives you guys a little helpful visual of what this guy is really all about, dimension wise. It's tiny. It is very small, and I'm glad it is as small as it is. This is I believe a perfect size for a pocket fixed blade carry. And this is the only fixed blade that I really own and have actually like used. But I'm just gonna tell you guys up front that it's not for me. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be keeping it because I like the ergo so much, and I love the cool factor of the blade material. I do carry a little pocket strap, so it's always nice to be able to strap it up really quick and just be able to have a good time with it. But I'm gonna look into getting a different kind of setup. Maybe not make my own. I've seen some videos of how to fold and mess around with kydex to be able to make my own like minimalist taco style sheath. But this thing, it's not for me. I'm not a super big guy. I'm 6 foot, 200 pounds. I'm pretty average built. I have a very physical job and I do a lot of hours at work, but I don't really go to the gym, so I'm not shredded and I don't have like the flattest I'm not built like Larry the Lobster. I don't have washboard abs. So I will say that I'm a pretty average built, definitely a lot slimmer than a dad bod for sure. And this thing is just, it digs into me so much having it appendix carry like this, just like this. So like this is like my stomach here, and it would sit like right on it basically, and a little bit tilted off to the side like that, and I would press off and pull the blade out. But so many times I caught myself putting it behind. I never really poked myself much with it, but I would either miss the sheath on either side, so there's scratches all over, just all over this thing. And I missed the sheath just way too much. The opening isn't big enough in my opinion. I think there should be a little bit more of a flare that won't really mess with the retention, because the retention point is definitely, you know, in this area down here. But I know it's possible. I've seen it done before where the lip is a little bit more flared to accommodate for you know, getting the tip back in. But it's definitely loosened up. It's still very secure, no rattle, side to side. The slightest little bit up and down, nothing crazy. I don't really know how to review a fixed blade setup, but those are things that I was looking at when carrying this thing. This is all rub marks from my buckle, my belt buckle, and I've pretty much left it at the position for the width of like a belt. And so many times, like if I shrink it, it just won't fit the belt that I have and I use like every day. If I take one out completely, it's way too wide. It slides around, it moves around a little too much. After a while carrying it, I do get used to it, and at a certain point, I just don't really notice it. But it's not so much that it disappears. It's more of like, I just get used to it and I deal with it. I deal with it digging into my stomach or my appendix area, I guess. And well, everything is well rounded off and soft plastic essentially. This style sheath isn't something that worked for me. I did try to scout carry it in the back. It felt weird when I was driving, and what I do for work is I service stores for Pepsi product. So I drive around a lot. I use my personal vehicles, so I'm in and out all the time, whether I have 3, 4, 5 stores a day. So I'm going in and out of my car a bunch, and I notice it when I sit down. So a couple days I carry down the back. I would fumble around a lot because I don't tuck in my shirt, because I don't like how a shirt looks tucked in. I bend over a lot, I squat a lot at work, I'm on my knees a lot at work. So having a tucked in shirt is just not something that would really work for me. If you're an individual that regularly has your shirt tucked in, I don't see this being an issue. If it is scout carry on the back, I did carry it up like this on my hip, and when I would, maneuver myself through tighter spaces at work, whether I was in the back room at some stores trying to get out product on my little pick list. I would notice that this would knock against a lot of other stuff, and while it isn't wide so much, just that little bit of extra width to myself that was added, I definitely had to accommodate for that as I was just, in my common work environment. And so it was something that actually got in the way a lot. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I don't have, so the sheath itself, it's not for me. I hate it, it's trash. The knife itself, it's wonderful. I think it's great. Love the blade shape, it's extremely comfortable. I haven't sharpened it because I just haven't used it all that much, but I did try to just carry this as it was without any secondary carry. But I decided, you know what, if I'm going to be carrying this thing, I would like to have a backup or a primary knife, and that this would be, I decided each day whether this was going to be my primary or my secondary or just my only carry, just to get an overall experience of carrying a fixed blade knife, a small fixed blade knife. But I am happy to report that this thing is actually finished very well. I don't have any issues with my micarta. Everything is well rounded off. It's super comfortable and grippy feeling. It hasn't really patinaed much. Maybe it's a little bit darker on this side because it's closer to my body than this side is. And that is really it. So eventually I'm going to look into getting either a custom sheath done, or there was somebody that mentioned to me that there is other brands that offer sheaths for their knives that excuse me, that this would fit in. So I'm probably gonna take a look into that. I just haven't. And but yeah, no, I actually have been using it. As you can see, all these wear marks, and this is all just cardboard. So I haven't been, chopping down on bricks and busting down doors. This is, kid you not, just cardboard and paper. So if that kind of stuff, and yes, those things are, mildly abrasive. If that can do this kind of wear to this blade, this is going to be something that's going to, it's going to have a whole lot of wear to it the more and more that you use it. So it's not going to look pristine like a lot of other blade finishes would have. So it is what it is. Might be for you, might not be. I definitely recommend it if you're cool with scout carry, if you have your shirt tucked in at work, so you don't risk puncturing your shirt or yourself, because that would suck. It's very pokey. And so if you have your shirt tucked in, I think that this would be wonderful. If you are, I'm sorry, but if you are indeed overweight, I don't think that this this particular Kydex and clip setup would really work for you. If you have a physical job and you are moving around and contouring your body in a bunch of different ways, it's just gonna get in the way a lot. And honestly, with me just simply having this on me, appendix that carry, I found that I would actually disengage it a lot. So it would be on my belt, and it would just be flapping like this. And it was kind of annoying. So, but it eventually became kind of like a fidget thing for me. I would, click it and like open it and click it and open it. It wouldn't go anywhere because my belt would be like this. So it would hold on to my person, but it would just be flapping. And so that was just a little annoying, but eventually I got used to it and I just kind of dealt with it. So it's not something that, there's a little drainage hole to it, I forgot to mention that. There are some people that would really get down with this, but me personally, I'm only gonna carry it once I figure out if I can get a custom sheath made for it, or look into getting another branded sheath, because this thing is absolutely terrible and it doesn't work for me. This thing is essentially calling me fat because I don't have a flat stomach, or it's telling me that I work too hard or I work too much and I move around too much, because it doesn't do what it's supposed to do in my particular working environment. So if you're just sitting down in an office and you're not doing anything, it might dig into you a little bit, but because you're not moving as much, I don't really think it's gonna bother a whole lot. But yeah, this is a pretty short one. Not a whole lot much to talk about. It's just all griping about this shit over here. But the blade itself, it's a cool little blade. It's not super thick, it's not super thin. It is thick behind the edge, but with resharpening, mild reprofile, I think this thing would perform just as good as really any other kind of pocket knife. So with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this little unboxing. Sorry about the little rant and the complaints, but these are things that I wanted to share with you guys, and I think that these were things that were necessary to tell you guys. So if you guys haven't already, go ahead, like and subscribe. I definitely appreciate you guys' support, and I will be linking down this in the description, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.